Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to another TOS Watch-A-Long with the Highly Illogical podcast. I am joined today by two Trekkies in arms, Zam and the returning Jefferson from Beyond Trek podcast. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Ready for some Star Trek.
Absolutely, my friends. I am Jefferson. It's great to have you back. I told you off screen. I'm going to tell you right now in front of everybody, you are looking fabulous, my friend.
Thank you. You know, it's nuts. I've gone and looked at some of the just past podcasts, just flipping around YouTube and things like that. And it's just like, oh my God, man, I didn't realize how, I mean, I knew I was overweight and all of that, but it's almost like, look like a different person kind of thing. But yeah, feel good, working out more, walking, stuff like that. So yeah, thanks. And thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Love having you back here. So, from as everybody out there knows, if they've been watching these watch-alongs with us, what we're gonna do is we are watching the episode on Discord. So if you want to join us on our Discord, down in the links in the description below, there is a link to our Discord. All we ask is that if you jump in there to please mute your mic, and join us here still on YouTube. And we'll just be watching it together. We are going to be doing commentary through it. Because, well, if we're spoiling this episode for you, you probably shouldn't be watching us right now. You probably should just watch the episode first. Anyway, with all that being said, are we all ready to go?
Yep, I know I'm ready.
All right, let's hit it.
Now, are these
welcome,
the
Daniel Vance?
Yeah, these are probably the remastered ones with the updated graphics and all that.
This transport has been approved for non-biological.
That takes special OSHA approval, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. or just one archer in peril, you know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It has been a while since I've watched Star Trek, old Star Trek.
I know that's kind of why we're going through it, is because I haven't watched it in years.
Now, I've seen every Star Trek episode ever, all of them in movie, but of course there's so many, and it's been a while since I've done a TOS watch.
I haven't watched TOS since I was a child.
Oh, really? Wow.
I haven't watched it since I was in my 20s, maybe. So,
you know what? I've got to tell you, it's if you go back and rewatch it now, like after not having seen it in so long, as I noticed this when I did my rewatch, I was amazed as to how much of Star Trek that fans create is caricatures from the show that really weren't there. Like William Shatner's mannerisms and speech patterns of how he played Kirk. You really don't see that. Like not at all, really. It's almost like that's something that fans created and he kind of maybe exacerbated or perpetuated. But you watch all the TOS, you don't really see it. And the whole, ladies' man thing, sure, he did some flirting and whatnot, but honestly, not a whole lot in the series. That was another thing that we kind of over-exaggerated, and it was just interesting to see the things that actually happened in the show and what the fans over the years have kind of like just turned up a notch.
Mandela affected.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Beam Me Up, Scotty. That was created by fans.
Ooh, karate chop.
Karate chop. But yeah, the phrase "beam me up, Scotty" has never been said in that order of words.
Well, this is also the first episode. Well, Daniel Vance put in a comment that's not showing up on the side there from earlier today. This is the first episode to depict the mind meld.
Yes.
And that the transporter cannot penetrate the shields, which makes sense, but...
Right. Yeah, the good old mind meld. The stuff that Leonard Nimoy came up with for this character is just unbelievable. Like the Vulcan neck pinch. Originally, he came up with that. I don't recall the episode, but Spock was supposed to punch somebody, hit someone, do something that was a little bit outside of what you would expect a Vulcan to do. So he came up with that as more of this is what a Vulcan would do. He wouldn't, haymaker you right in the jaw. He would do the neck pinch thing, and then you're out.
Well, yeah, because they have to. I mean, and it makes sense in the Vulcan lore, just because they're so strong that like they could crush just by punching us in the face, they could probably collapse our whole face if they hauled off. You know what I mean? Like if they hauled off on us.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
So that makes sense that they would be like, all right, we're gonna Vulcan pinch you to. Anyway, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Can you full screen your thing? I can see your tab and stuff. Thank you.
Sorry. I had my Brazers tab open. Sorry.
Is that still a thing? It's been a long while since I've heard that name.
Oh, a non-American accent, or original.
Yeah, I don't hear it. I guess when you hear it all the time, you don't really notice it anymore.
Sounded Australian, I think.
It's like Gary Busey on the Enterprise.
Gary Busey, was he like over 100 now? The guy's gonna live forever.
I mean, I just saw the trailer for Toxic Avenger. I thought I saw him in it.
Oh, there's a trailer out for that. I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger.
That's right. Yeah, I
know, but when he turns into the Toxic Avenger, it looks like he's got the Gary Busey face.
Oh my God. The loony got out of the loony bin.
They're all jumpy.
They are a little jumpy.
They haven't met Khan yet.
Can't wait for that episode.
What season and episode is this?
I want to this. Go ahead, Sam.
No. What season this episode is? This is season 1.
Season 1, episode 9 or 10, depending on whether you're count the pilot or not.
Right, exactly. Or in what order? Production order or aired order?
Oh, there he is.
There he is. And no wonder they're jumpy, because that can happen.
Spock be able to fuck him over quite easily.
I wish I would have said it right at the time, but when he rolled in there and did that chop, I just think that's the funniest thing. Like, have you ever just tried to do that on somebody? Go ahead, try it. It's never going to work. You cannot knock somebody out by, chopping them in the back of the neck.
Oh, you're right on the shoulder blade. One of the strongest parts of your body.
A part of the body that's meant to take a hit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a story from anybody, especially in the comments or anything. Have they ever witnessed anyone, whether they saw it happen or did it themselves, was able to knock somebody out the way that you see on all these movies, all these shows, just that. Right.
I mean,
never.
I mean, you can, but it has to be in the back of the head. You have to basically concuss them. Like, it's not like where they karate chop you in the back of the down here. No, that's not gonna. But if you hit them hard enough, with a gun or something in the back of the head, yeah, that'll knock them out.
Well, no shit. Yeah, I'm talking about. You always see the
Oh, the actual
the
just
bridge
the
of the
hand.
hand thing. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
There it
about.
is.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a crowbar to the back of the head. I know that'll do it. I'm talking about using your hand to get you right in the
I
shoulder
don't know.
blade.
I'm sure there's some ancient like Tibetan thing that Daniel Vance says that Dr. Knoll, Grace Lee Whitney, was supposed to be played by Janice Rand. Whitney had recently been SA'd by one of the producers. What does that mean, SA'd? I'm trying to figure out. Sandbag? No, not sandbag.
No, assaulted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Had been okay. SA. Oh, gotcha. Okay, by one of the producers spoke up
right.
about it, and they used this episode to write her out.
Unbelievable. And I got to tell you, I laid on one of those beds, a recreation of one of those when I was at the Warp 66 studio last September during a on-location filming for Constar, the motion picture. Those beds are pretty damn
I remember
uncomfortable.
seeing that.
Yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable. And there were a couple scenes I was in that film, but the one in the sick bay in particular. So I'm 6'5", so I'm a tall guy. And the bed was, I want to say 6 feet, because I had to curl up just a little bit as I was being laid down in it, but not make it look like I had to lay down and curl up. Otherwise, I was kind of hanging off the sick bay. But they don't make them for tall guys.
Dude, can I just say, Cocaine of the Future is like crazy. Are you seeing
I know. You think it's good now. It's like, dude, wait until you get to the 23rd century.
Either that or he just finished and, well, getting ready for round 2.
Cheeto.
Listen, you missed me. You did.
Go to your room. No, just go to your room.
I am in my room.
Oh, you are in your room.
This is my house. It is my room. Hit him with it. Just pow.
Yes, I do miss you guys. In the juvenile humor we've got.
Yeah, yes. No, my juvenile humor is peak juvenile.
Yeah.
So I mean, this isn't a family-friendly program like the Beyond Trek podcast like you have, so.
Yeah, sometimes we've let the expletives fly. We've gotten a little raunchy and so forth. Not too bad. We usually floated around the PG-13 range.
Oh, not me. No, sorry.
We probably gravitated close to ours, but not the hard stuff. We're not talking RoboCop R. Like, you get to say the F word once, R rating. Or no, you can do that once and still get a PG-13 these days.
He's taking a vacation.
Okay, so that was just now one example of William Shatner doing his William Shatner Kirk speech pattern, but that's like one of the few times you'll catch
it. Tragedy Doctor, listen.
And William Shatner came up with that pattern. He did that during a play he was doing early on in his career, because apparently there were people that just looked like they were kind of zoned out or maybe not coming back after intermission. It was something like that. but it was in response to that. I'm full of all kinds of useless Star Trek trivia.
That's okay. Useless
That's
Star
what
Trek
that-
trivia is useful to us.
That's what we. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's our thing. Yeah, don't be on a Star Trek podcast or watch one and then pick on the people that know more about Star Trek than they're supposed to. That's our job.
It was always a mystery back then, weren't they? These early Star Trek shows. You have to find out what really happened.
I miss the dramatic lighting of the original series.
Yeah.
Like what? Like the beam of light across the eyes.
There's that.
Always
Yeah,
the element of shadow.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's always like a strong shadow.
Well, I mean, back in those days, there wasn't a ton you could do. You know, you didn't have the shaky cams, you didn't have the CGI and all of that, so you had to do all kinds of practical stuff to add to it, like the off-center turbolift door that doesn't line up with the actual
Any
ship.
specs ever?
Right, but it had to be positioned that way because, you know, with the camera and with just the extra dramatic having people
I thought it was always something very 60s though. I mean, I think when you went and watched Adam West Batman, they had a similar sort of style, like half light, half shadow.
Excuse me, sorry.
Like 2/3 light, 1/3 shadow.
Yeah, and Batman had the thing. It was the Dutch angle.
Yeah, they did that as well. Yeah,
slanted little bit thing.
They tend to do that when it came to the villains.
Yes,
Always have them in Dutch angle, because every time you saw like Bruce Wayne or he was at the commissioner's office, it was just straight.
Yeah, yep.
Uh,
It's funny you bring up Batman because that's another one. Adam West, the way he plays Bruce Wayne and Batman is not nearly as over dramatized as we've made it, and that how he made it later in life, like Adam West playing Batman.
Dude, I just saying about the remaster though, really quick.
Yeah.
Like I love how the Enterprise. You see how it's kind of like gliding, like to the, you know, it's kind of drifting a little. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me think of like it's actually traveling through space. It's not just going in just a complete straight line. It also is kind of gliding like to an orbit.
Just a little more realistic.
Yeah. I like the remasters. They're not changing anything about the original format or anything like that. They're just updating the graphics, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need model work and old, you know, like old.
It's not like they went George Lucas with it.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, and that's why I always wish that they would, like, if they ever redid, which I don't think they will because of reasons. But if they ever did remaster the Dominion War, I would love it if they updated the space battles, because like I hated seeing Miranda classes and Excelsior classes in battle and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't mind seeing one or two.
Oh, you're talking about like
not
just 4K it, like redoing it where you have what would have been more at that time modern ships.
Yeah, like more like the Borg resist, like not the Borg resist, but like the Borg
cube sphere.
No, I mean, like, yeah, like the Norway class and the Saber class, and you
know.
Oh
yeah, the Akira class.
Akira Sovereign class. For the love of God, can we get a Sovereign class in here?
True. Yeah.
I mean, you really don't have your Sovereign class on the front line.
No. Well, no. Ships like that are not frontline ships.
The Sovereign class. The Sovereign class was. I'd rather have Sovereign than Galaxy.
Well, but the thing was though, the Sovereign class was still fairly new. I mean, even during the Dominion War, there were not a ton of Galaxy class ships, but they had been around longer because the Galaxy class project started in the 2340s, and you didn't have the USS Galaxy and the Enterprise D launch until about 2362, 2363. Yeah. And the Dominion War is in the 2370s. So you had more time to have more Galaxy class ships. Whereas by that point, I think they only had the Sovereign and the Enterprise E. Maybe they were working on the third, ship in the Sovereign class, but you don't take the only one or two, put them on the front line, especially not the Enterprise. You are not going to put the Enterprise on the front line to get possibly destroyed by some kamikaze Jim Hadar and have that go all out in the news during a war. The Enterprise was destroyed. It just, yeah. They're behind the scenes doing all the diplomatic runs and everything.
Well, okay, fair enough.
But I get what you're saying. Take out some of these Miranda classes, Excelsior classes, and put in something that was a little more modern of that time, and not those 100-year-old space frames.
I mean, I'd rather some Norway class rather than some Miranda class. Like I felt like the Norway and the Miranda were always kind of that same utility. Maybe Saber, but Saber seemed a bit smaller than Miranda.
I think it was the Saber class. The only time you saw it was in First Contact, and something happened with the model or the file or something. Something happened, like IT wise, where it could not be recovered and used again. Like it accidentally got deleted. It's something like that. But there was IT related issue, which another fun tidbits I like one of the Toy Story movies got accidentally deleted off the server and was luckily recovered because one person on the
taking it home illegally. I heard that. Yeah,
just happened to have had it at home to work on the server. So they put that son of a bitch in the car seat belted it, and drove it slowly to the studio. That's why you don't test your batch files in production. People watching are probably thinking, yeah, Big J is in IT. We can tell. Nerd.
Captain Kirk was all too happy to protect her from the falling elevator earlier.
Yeah. I miss the falling elevator. Is that sitting here running my mouth? Every time I think about the elevator, I think about Diane Muldaur, who played Dr. Pulaski. What show was it? She was in a law show or character, went to step onto an elevator that wasn't there.
Oh my God.
Dropped down the elevator shaft. You remember that? I think everyone.
No.
Yeah.
I don't watch law shows and stuff.
Was it LA Law? No, not LA Law. Maybe it was LA Law. It was some law show, something, yeah. Doors open, she turned, stepped in. Zoop.
Oh, there he goes. He's got that four pip D-Wag going on now. I know he doesn't have pips yet. I get it. It's original series. But still. Mm-hmm. That's what I call the 4-pip D-Wag.
4-pip D-Wag. Poor guy still strapped down? It was LA Law. Yep.
Welcome to the stream, Tony Graydon. I don't know if that's one of your peeps or one of ours, but
thank you, Tony. I was getting a little foggy on that. Like, I can picture the entire scene and all that. I knew it was a law show, and yeah, LA Laws would jumped in. This guy's still coked out.
I'm telling you, they like in the future, they've got the good cocaine, man. Like it's.
Didn't I hear they want to start putting cocaine back in Coke?
Really?
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know where I heard that. Maybe it was a joke or something.
Must be.
Robert F. Kennedy's like, we need to put cocaine back in our Coke.
You know, with RFK Jr., yeah, don't be surprised if cocaine ends up back in Coke again.
Back when I was a boy, cocaine was in Coca-Cola, and now we're so much better.
Maybe in Dutch Coke.
Yeah. Maybe it'll help chill people out or something. And it even says off.
The ancient skeptic RFK Jr. about medical science. I'm not trying to pick on RFK Jr., but I mean it was kind of right there.
It was right there. If it's right there, you got to take it.
Oh yeah, because you didn't turn it up for him. How did he turn it? How did he do that if he was? Oh,
What's wrong with that dude?
exactly.
Probably what happened to that dude.
He's doing the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
Yeah. I'm thinking Men in Black.
Right. Yeah. I'm not playing with you. Did you flashy thing me? No. Daniel, you've got a good point. You said this a little while back about the neural neutralizer being like a precursor to what became the agonizer booth in Mirror Universe. I mean, yeah, but you know the thing is that the agony booth was before, because in the Mirror Universe we saw those in. Couple episodes of
Season 1. I think Lurker was put into it.
Yeah, but who knows how technology developed differently in the Mirror Universe? Like they could have had this kind of technology on Earth years prior to now, because obviously this Federation is different than the Terran Empire and what their focus and research was. So,
right, exactly. So yeah, they probably came, and I wonder, Daniel, do you mean like the neural neutralizer? Yes, but having developed in the Mirror Universe earlier than it did in the Prime timeline, maybe that's what the thought was there. I could see that.
Well, I'm just saying anything that causes pain or torture would be developed in the Mirror Universe way before.
Yes.
The Prime Universe, in my opinion, unless you're like the Orions or something like that.
No, that makes sense. That actually does make sense why they would be able to would have that sooner as an argument. Yep. I mean, have they let the guy up to pee yet? Or anything? Feed the poor man.
Listen, that injector thingy gives him all the nutrients he needs.
And probably time to pee, transporter,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Like, oh, my
Transporter
bladder's
from-
full. He just beam out his
Transporter
whole
out of it.
bladder.
Yeah.
Ah,
Need to take a dump, transport his bowels.
Jesus.
This guy's eyes just been like that the whole bloody episode. It looked like they
Yeah,
might just
he's
pop out of his head.
got a freaking Clockwork Orange vibe going there.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like this is going to start something that is going to change the canon forever.
Maybe he's only human. But the prequel episodes and shows will show that it has been done on humans before. So
Yeah, but Spock said he's never done it to a human before. Now, I
Right,
think in
fair
Strange
enough.
New World, I'm trying to think in Strange New Worlds if he's actually done it to a human yet.
No, it was done on Enterprise, but the way that was presented was that it was taboo. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't a
no. I
thing
meant
that
like
you did.
Spock doing it before on
In
a human
Strange New
in
Worlds?
Strange New Worlds, but I can't remember, or even Discovery season 2. I can't remember if he had.
No, no, because I think we would have. No, they didn't. I do think that the writers, for some of the flaws that they have, I think did put in the extra effort not to just totally blatantly mess up the timeline. However,
I don't think they care about
Strange
that
New
anymore.
Worlds, Discovery of Strange New Worlds is not in prime timeline.
Yeah, it's in the to me, it's in the First Contact timeline.
Right. Now, for anybody out there, like, no, I'm not hating on New Trek. There was literally an episode here in the second season of Strange New Worlds where that was basically said, where it was stated that they're in their own timeline, and since Strange New Worlds is a spinoff from Discovery, then that Discovery is also Discovery, Strange New Worlds,
I actually
and now Starfleet Academy are.
I actually consider Enterprise a part of the First Contact because they encountered the Borg in that one. So
Yes, Enterprise is definitely in
Allegedly.
the First Contact timeline. Whether Discovery
I
and
remember.
Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy are in the same timeline as Enterprise, no one's ever quite confirmed or disputed that. But yes, and Enterprise is a different timeline, and it may be in the same timeline also as Discovering Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy. There's really no reason to say that they're not, but they're definitely, the last prime timeline we got was Voyager.
I got very upset when
I'm
they
sorry,
did
Picard.
when they did Borg on Enterprise. That really pissed me off. Like, it just undid everything Q said about no man has ever seen these things before, and
Different timeline.
different timeline.
Yeah, I know, but you weren't necessarily thinking that at the time because it was a
True,
prequel.
you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the timeline was not acknowledged as being different until.
And then with it
10
ending
years,
with
maybe?
Riker and Troy on the holodeck and stuff, trying to, showing that what we just watched was a bloody hologram recreation for 4 seasons.
Don't get
No,
me started.
that was just
Don't get
that
me started.
episode.
Let's just decanonize These Are the Voyages.
I don't even mind the episode. These are the Voyages. I just think, I think it was the way that I didn't even mind that they killed Tucker. Like, I think he went out. I think he went out like a hero. But
Apocryphal.
I agree,
guys, I just really want to hear this bit. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No kiss.
Well, at least his eyes weren't popping out of his head.
Mm-hmm. At least not
I was
that time.
expecting something to explain what the hell was going on, but I didn't understand shit. It just remained cryptic.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea, Kirk. She turns it on and she's like, Kirk, you want to bang me?
It's not like she needs to hypnotize him for that, is it? I mean, seriously.
I know, right?
Like...
It's like, oh, okay, you talked me into it.
No, that's just guys. We can just turn our brains off. Like
We can. Yeah.
we're just like boobs. What?
It is a switch. We are very simplistic.
Here it comes.
She said she was hungry, so it's manipulation of some sort.
I could really go for some Subway right now.
I had Subway today.
Really?
I have it
Wow.
I have it quite often, actually, because of my work.
That's one of the things that I really miss about after having had the gastric sleeve surgery that I had. I used to love Subway. Would take down a foot long in one sitting. Now, couple bites, done. Like it would take a week for me to eat a foot long. Which
Here we go.
Which now is the appropriate portions, but I digress.
See,
those moments though, like where you want to have one of those days where you really want to eat a lot, you can't do that. Like like Christmas and all of that sort of stuff, all done.
Nope. You may want to, but if you try, it's coming back. It's got to go somewhere, and it's coming back out. Yeah. So
I've been in households where if you don't finish what you eat, you're gonna get fucking killed. My auntie, she realized that I wasn't finishing my food, she'll fucking murder me.
Finish your plate.
Yeah. There's a lot of haze around there. There's some sort of memory.
Yeah, she's hypnotizing him into this. I told you, she's gonna hypnotise him into banging him.
To hypnotize shit, man.
Look at Captain Kirk. You are going to bang. That the guy's like, the face. That should have been the thumbnail.
Son of a bitch.
Tucker didn't die. Section 31 set up his death. He went on to work with Scotty. Last full measure. Had to find the book. Yeah, I've heard about the Section 31 thing, and I don't mind. Again, I don't mind that either.
Hey guys, hold on a second. I gotta take this call.
Okay,
people
just
can't
mute yourself.
handle the fact that Tucker died, and they're like, "Oh no, we need to somehow bring him back alive." Just accept he's dead.
Bloop bloop. He like locks the Enterprise with it.
All you do is shoot that thing. What's that? My bloody car keys.
That's what I just said. He unlocked the
Yeah.
Enterprise. It's like bloop bloop. Now, Captain Kirk, you're a pretty pony.
if they're picking that up, that's it. Like that's all they need to hear. You know,
Yeah, right?
Kirk
Like
the
the
Enterprise, and then
the
hear him out
distress.
screaming and acting. Yeah,
I mean, I know this is 60s, but I'm like, they also are able to read their vitals, at least established in like Discovery and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like even in the Kelvin time, like in the Kelvin movie, and before it broke from the prime timeline, they were able to read the captain's on the Kelvin, the captain's vitals. So again, I get it. This came out in the 60s, but
the books did a better job of depicting Reed and Tucker's relationship than the series did.
my love. She's like, uh-oh. You're giving me grapey vibes. She's like, you just walk right by me for a duct, mother.
Seriously? Only in Hollywood are ventilators big enough for human beings, but in real life they're not.
I know, yeah, they depict the ventilation systems like way bigger than they actually are in movies. Kirk, keep your hands to yourself. God, and those vents are probably so dirty. Like,
Well, it's the future, so they might have ways of keeping them clean. Because they look clean as fuck in that image.
I believe in Harvey Dent. Why would they not strap them down? Like,
Because he's been the previous ones didn't need to be, and obviously he mentioned that how Kirk is like being a bit more stronger than the last guy and all of that. So
yeah. So I'm pretty sure this lady right here is probably like the hottest co-star we've seen yet in my opinion. But
I thought I think it was last week, like that lady, the android lady, she was pretty hot.
but yeah, she was pretty hot too. I don't know. This one here is pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, she's fucking hot, man.
And I mean, you get to see a little bit of that cleavage as she's crawling through the vents. So now we sound like some neckbeards. Great.
No, I'm not being misogynistic. I'm just acknowledging that she's very beautiful.
No, I was saying I felt like I was being misogynistic, not you.
Oh, fair enough. They depict Iron Lung for polio.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, guys. That was my son. He's in the Navy.
Oh,
wanted to
in the
call and check in.
Navy.
So yeah, when he
Judo chop.
there was the chop. Told you.
Kirk just hit him with a karate chop.
Call it the Kirk chop. That is 1.2.
Oh, there she is. Oh shit!
Oh, jeez.
Oh, she odd jobbed him.
Man, you want your red shirt barbecued or medium or well done?
I mean, what was that fence wired with? It was like 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
And of course, Spock beams in right when she leaves.
Yep. Take it easy, Spock. That's vandalism. My son graduates from his engineering school tomorrow, and then he starts A school, which
Congratulations, man.
Anyone who's familiar with the military, I think, knows that term. I've had people ask me, "Oh, is he going to be in A school?" It's like, I don't know what that is, but I have to ask about that. So, yeah, apparently, those who know they know what A school is.
Any form of graduation is always good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's Spock.
Spock is like, really?
He's letting his human side sneak out there, where he's like, "Really,
Yep.
Kirk?"
Right, bruh.
I want to see this guy frothing in the mouth. No, maybe not.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Sympathy. He deserved it.
Without even a tormentor for company. Interesting.
So it means I can't keep kissing the hot Ensign, doctor lady.
She was a doctor. I don't know what rank is a doctor, but I know you can be a captain.
Yeah.
And admirals as well. But prior to that, I don't know. I don't know what a doctor is rank wise, other than before captain. That is.
We've seen in Star Trek, we've seen doctors from lieutenant junior grade all the way up to lieutenant commander.
I mean,
But
Beverly was a commander and a captain in All Good Things, so
yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
It's all right. Discord's done.
All right, gentlemen. Well, as we do, I don't as Jefferson, this is your first time here with us. I'll let Zam go first, but we just kind of talk about the episode a little bit at the end, wrap up and with the last, 10-ish minutes.
right.
So yeah, thoughts about this episode. That is Dagger of the Mind, the first ever mind meld. Kirk trying to get his game on yet again. That's not new. But Zam, what did you think?
It was a I don't know, like doing the same old mystery thing. Like we need to sort of find out what the hell's going on, which has been pretty much every episode since the pilot was a bit of a shame, really, because if anything, it would have been nice just having this rogue guy running around the Enterprise, bumping people off, and Spock and Kirk having to try and stop this guy from doing it in some capacity, and then obviously having the subplot to a degree, maybe finding out what the hell with this guy and trying to make sure that this doesn't happen again and something along those lines. But no, we end up on this planet. Once again, Kirk is alone. I know he's got the doctor as well, but really, like, there should be several people with him. Regarding this, they're dealing with some guy who just came onto their starship and was knocking out all the staff. So, and with the melodrama and all of that, and yeah, it was just what the shows like this were. I mean, back then, and it's a shame, really, but I don't think it necessarily fully delivered in what it could have been if it went in just a different direction than just the same old, let's resolve the mystery type bullshit, which is what we got here. So, it wasn't that great for me personally. It could have been great, but it wasn't.
All right, Jefferson, what are your thoughts?
This is a thing that I think if I do any more of these, I'm going to struggle to say something different. But I've been so conditioned with, and I think we've all been so conditioned with the new age of Star Trek. Your 10 to 12 episode seasons where every episode's got to count. It all matters towards the whole season arc. So watching old Star Trek from back in the 20 plus episode season days where you're just churning out bottle episodes for syndication, it's you feel like you don't really invest in the older series anymore. Not the way that you have to invest now, where if you want to know what the hell's going on in any season of Star Trek now, you've got to watch every episode. Otherwise, you're going to be very much behind. Like you can't skip one. And this one, I mean, it's just, I don't have a strong. Not that it was a bad episode. Not saying that. I mean, sure, it's no Space Seed. Or your few really memorable TOS episodes. I'm glad it was one where we first saw the mind meld. But yeah, other than that, it was just, Oh, and it's not Spock's brain. You know, we didn't have to sit through that. I have a lot to say about that one.
I can't wait for that episode.
No, I would blow
I cannot wait for it.
That's season 3, so that's about 60 some episodes away at this point.
A couple of years away.
Not going to live that long. But yeah, you know, all right episode.
I agree. I concur. It definitely was a filler episode, but it's definitely back to the mystery of the week. And I mean, like it kind of
that's what it was then.
That's what it was. I was just gonna say it does feel like the Scooby-Doo mystery of the week type scenario. They just have far more episodes than Scooby-Doo does, so they have to kind of fill it. I think they do finally. I mean, I think they do get kind of into like the space combat-y stuff of it, like a little bit later.
Diplomacy and all of that. You know, that's what I want to see a bit more of.
Yeah, I think right now it's just kind of like the Western, like the Western, like style of mystery and stuff like that. But I think once they start kind of doing like the space narrative of like, Balance of Terror and stuff like that. Like, we'll get, with Trouble with Tribbles and stuff like that. Like where we have all that like conflict. Next week is going to be the Corbinite maneuver. I know the episode, like the name of the episode, and I know the alien that's involved, but I don't remember if there's any actual like tactical combat involved. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they really got into that in the early episodes that I remember.
Yeah.
So
if you don't mind me interrupting, like the mind meld scene, like you know what I was thinking? You ever see Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah.
One of his characters is a guy called Bruno, who's like the young gay Austrian guy. That's one of his characters. And when the way Spock was like maneuvering around that dude, I just got vibes of how Sacha Baron Cohen's Bruno character would behave at times, and yeah, it reminded me of that. It was like even like the first time we saw the mind meld, it's not how you know it,
Yeah.
And regarding the original series cast, for me, they're just much more memorable in the movies than they are in the TV series. The movies for me is really what makes them more than the show.
I think they give them more to do in like the second season also, because I think they came to realize that after the first season, and then that's kind of when they did start kind of emphasizing like Sulu and then they brought Chekhov in and Uhura and Scotty and stuff like that. Because like this whole episode, did we even see Scotty? He might have been at the beginning.
No.
Like
no Scotty, no Sulu.
Yeah, the last episode there was no Uhura. Like I know you weren't here for that one with us, Jefferson, but like there was, I'm pretty sure there was no Uhura in the last episode at all. I don't even think there was Scotty, maybe. So
mind meld was written to be hands on stomach rather than the head. Who the fuck were they talking to? A fetus? Who the fuck are they talking to? A fetus? Jesus.
No, they're talking to a Trill symbiote.
In all of the audiobooks of the series and the movies and behind the scenes and everything else, I have never heard that one, and I thought I knew every story and every nook and cranny. That's new. That's new one to me.
Well, Daniel Vance is our wealth of it. Listen, Daniel Vance, he doesn't have to step foot onto our screens. He is like earned far more, by being like that fact checker in the comments and knowing all the man. Like Daniel Vance should get paid up more than all of us. We don't get paid.
Even what was Leonard Nimoy's I am Spock. I don't think I ever listened to the audiobook I Am Not Spock, but I know I did I Am Spock. And yeah, between that and Shatner's and all of that, all this stuff, that is new. And here I was thinking I knew every tidbit of Star Trek. So wow, Daniel, wherever you got that one or heard that one, that is something. I'm glad they changed it to where a mind meld is actually done on your head, not your stomach. And but it's you're right. I totally forgot about the how he was kind of circling around them. But the thing is that anytime you do something the first time, you refine it. Because you make up something for the very first time, and you're just like, okay, well, what the hell is a mind meld? I do this. And I'll do that, and then that's like you know what? Maybe I won't do that next time. And
I mean, that's like the Vulcan salute. I mean, like they, I mean, Nimoy just kind of used, was it a Jewish sign
Yes.
of peace or something? I don't remember what
Yes.
it was, but it was some kind of like it actually has cultural significance to
Yeah,
like
he inputted his Judaism quite a lot. I heard him talk about it into his character as Spock.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like I never knew that until really, I heard it in a documentary or something, or somebody said it on here even maybe. I don't remember, but like, yeah. So, all right. Well, sorry, Jefferson, we do not rank these we don't rank these episodes because
Good.
they're like,
Less pressure.
they're 60 years old. Like, so
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, so next week we have the Corbinite maneuver. Hopefully, Jefferson, if you are available, you're more than welcome to join us. Hopefully next week, Lord Donkey and Major Rage will be back with us. Unfortunately, they had some obligations this week and they couldn't make it. But because we had our a great guest star this week, we were able to push through it. So, but anyway,
I will definitely try to make these more often to watch some Star Trek and chit chat about them. So thank you. So 7:30 Eastern each Thursday, I will try to make those as often as I can.
Yeah, until Strange New Worlds comes back, then we'll be doing reviews again. But then once the Strange New Worlds is over, then we go back. This is kind of like our filler, is like we do this. Review. Yeah, if there's nothing to review, then we do this. Or every now and then we do a topic video. It just depends. Jano Vance says the making of Star Trek, the final shooting draft of this script had Spock placing his hands on Van Gelder's abdomen while performing the mind meld. I mean, listen, you can put your hands on my stomach. All you're going to hear is. But anyway, all right. So we're going to get out of here.
Put my head to your ear. You'll hear the sea.
Yeah, right.
Imagine if they continue with that. My God, all those scenes we've seen. Like, oh God.
I mean, can you imagine the scene in Wrath of Khan where he puts his hand on Bones' stomach? Remember.
Yeah. Kim Cattrall in bloody Undiscovered Country. Yeah. Let me grab your belly, girl. All right, now what's in your brain?
hey, they say the best way to a man's heart or mind is through his stomach.
Yeah.
So anyway, one last thing I just want to say is Jefferson's YouTube channel link is in the description. Please go to that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Jefferson. I don't know. I know you had kind of been on a hiatus, maybe a little bit here and there. You're doing stuff or.
A little bit. Work hit very, very hard last year with the huge project that pretty much took me out of everything that wasn't kids, sleep, eat, and work. So I'm just now gradually kind of getting into the hobbies here and there. Not podcasting a whole lot. Just a little bit. Really, it's I'm kind of at that point where it's like I like this, where I don't have to worry about the editing afterwards and the posting of stuff and trying to feel like you got to put
all the pressure.
28 different Facebook groups, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm reapproaching now with keeping things. I let it get a little out of hand. I mean, I busied myself way too much with the podcasting stuff. So I need to keep from burnout. So I just kind of touch here and there.
Well, all I'll say is that Zam does that to himself too on here, man. I commend Zam for his dedication to doing some of these things, but
you can burn yourself out if you're not careful.
Yep. But I'm just gonna say that even if there's not been a lot going on, please subscribe to Jefferson's channel. When they do stuff, they do it well. So please just please join. If you're subscribed to us, please subscribe to them over there. So anyway, with that all being said, Zam, Jefferson, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you kind of maybe sort of heard of. We'll catch you guys in the next one.